What is going on, guys? We are back in the overworld and we have a few things to do before we go back and raid the end a bit more. So you may notice I am now a level 27 and I was a level, I don't know, 56 in the last episode. So we've gone ahead and done a lot of enchanting between episodes, and I wish I could say we did more than just picks. But it was mostly picks. We did a couple other things, but it was mostly pickaxes. So in my inventory here, you'll see I put Unbreaking 3 on an Elytra. Now we just need to get Mending for it, but we can use it a little bit. My armor is all the same, but I was trying to get a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and it took a while, but we eventually got a Fortune 3. So we are down to 10 diamonds, which means we're going to have to do a lot of mining pretty soon. But we have a lot of pickaxes now. I don't mind doing this at all with the pickaxes because I go through a lot of them and I can combine them, make better enchants. You'll notice that my main pickaxe is now full health, efficiency 5 with silk touch. So that is the best pickaxe you can get, the best silk touch pickaxe you can get. And it'll help us out a lot coming up pretty soon because we are going to need a lot of stone. So in the last episode, I mentioned that we are going to build a mob farm, and that is what we're going to work on in this episode. But I do have a few things that I'm still trying to sort out. So the easiest thing to do would be build it out of stone, because I have a lot of stone, and that would be it's the most quantity of any resource I have. It takes a lot of slabs. So the design I'm doing, it's a design by Ilmango from the Averagecraft server. I used it in previous worlds when I was playing with other people, and it sustained like 3 people who were all using elytras and everything. So it's definitely a great farm to use for a single player world. And that's what we're going to build in this episode. But with the amount of slabs I need, I can either use stone or I can use sandstone. But sandstone would be much more difficult. And I think that it might just be better to have the contrast rather than just building another sandstone thing within the desert. So I'm also thinking about whether or not I want to do it with what will be within the city walls, which is a pretty large portion of this area. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to put it by this village over here. Because if we put it by the village, then while I'm AFKing at the mob farm, I will also get potatoes as well. And, you know, I don't think it's exactly the prettiest build. There's definitely some things you can do to make it look a little bit better, but I don't know if we are going to do that right off the bat. So don't want it to look too ugly from the start. So I'm kind of thinking that since we have the mob farm or the potato farm right here, I think this is going to be like our farming district. So not only do we need to build a mob farm, which we're doing in this episode, we also should probably build an iron farm, because we're going to need a lot of iron, and that is just the easiest way to get it. It would take an extreme amount of mining to get the amount of iron that we're actually going to end up needing throughout this series. So what I think we're going to do is right here where it's kind of a bit lower, I think this is where we're going to put the base of the mob farm. So for those of you who don't know what design I'm talking about, it's basically just like, I think 7 or 8 layers of slabs with dispensers in the middle and a redstone clock at the top of the tower. And it kind of sends a signal down and releases water out every few seconds to push the mobs off, and then they fall down and they land right here or wherever I put the hoppers, and all their items go into chests. It's a great design for collecting any mob item. You get a few witches in there, but not many. So it's not a great redstone farm or anything like that. You'd need an actual witch hut for one of those. But this will get the job done for what we need, which is gunpowder. And also some rotten flesh wouldn't hurt as well, because we can use that to harvest emeralds over here. So I think I'm going to go and get some chests and fill them up with all the materials that we're going to need for this build, bring it back over, and we're going to get started. All right, so we have actually run out of stone and we are only halfway done with the top. I think we might have some more in our storage room. So we're going to go ahead and check that out and then we're going to continue the build. But this is how it's coming along so far. So you can see we've already got stuff spawning in there, even though there's torches in there. So that's actually kind of a good sign. Um, so far, we've only done the easy parts of the build, though. The hard part is coming up soon with the water placement. So water is going to be placed in every single dispenser, and that's fine and dandy because it won't come off the side since we built them out far enough. But the water placement on those slabs down there, I always have a lot of problems with that. So you can see I actually built up a infinite water pool right there so that we can use that to refill our buckets when we're doing all that. But that's going to take probably the most amount of time just to get everything right. So we're going to go get some stone and we'll finish up the roof and then we'll start working on the water. All right, so we have filled our inventory back up with stone. Fortunately, we still had some in the storage room, which you can see right there. So now we're going to cut back to the camera account and finish up this build. All right, so we finished up the roof of the mob farm build finally. And so we're actually gonna, gonna take care of these guys for, oh my God. Oh, this is dangerous. Okay, wow. So that was very close. Those creepers definitely would have given me a little setback, especially if they blow up over my shulker boxes. So I'm glad that we managed to avoid the worst of that, for now at least. But it looks like we really need to get this thing all filled up with water so we don't have to deal with these mobs anymore. I don't remember how many signs we need. So we're just gonna go ahead and make a bunch and we can always use them later. 15. Wait, I think 16 is a stack. We'll make a stack. Oh, they make 3 apiece. I am so dumb. I can't believe I forgot about that. All right, well, we have plenty of signs now. Don't have to worry about that at all. So we're gonna go ahead and line all the edges here. All right, so I was right about the fact we needed a stack of signs. I may have been wrong about how many signs each craft makes. So you know what? That's okay. We just have a few extra signs. That's really not that big of a deal. So I couldn't find the video that I used previously to make this design. So I'm actually going mostly off of memory, and then I'm also logging into one of my other worlds and checking that at the same time because I can't find the video. So honestly, the design might not be by Ilmango, but I'm like 90% sure it is. So if it's not, I apologize to whoever created it. If it is, very good creation and definitely one of my favorite mob farm designs. Not that he's ever going to see this video, but, you know, thought I'd say it. All right, so this is what you have to do in order to place the water. I say that and I messed it up immediately, but you place it against the side right there. And then, yep, this is exactly what's supposed to do. It comes and it goes right over the edge there, but doesn't fall because the sign is there. So we're going to go around and do this. And then we have to remove this border because otherwise the mobs will spawn on that and we can't have that happening at all. Jeez, I'm going to keep messing this up. I already told you guys I was bad at this part, so I don't feel embarrassed or anything letting you guys watch me try and do this because this is my least favorite part of this build. I hate working with water in Minecraft. It is actually the worst. Alright, so we've got the water all placed. It's all flowing to the center perfectly. Nothing is falling down. That is just what we want. The hard part of this water is taking away the border on the outside because you want all the water flowing to the inside and not just pouring off the side of the tower. But for some reason, every time I do this, I built this, I think this will be my third or fourth time. Every time I do this, I somehow mess up and the water ends up going over the side. You know what? We are just gonna go with it. Okay, yep, first block. So the water is already falling off the side. Good start. I don't know how to fix that, so you know what we're gonna do? We are just going to let it happen. Now we are going to tower our way back up to the top. And we are going to build the redstone clock that's going to be at the top controlling the entire system. Alright, so now it's time to place the redstone clock. That's going to go along this whole thing. And I don't think it actually matters which way we place the replacer, or which way we place the repeaters, as long as we have the clock going in the same direction all around. So the ones on the other side have to be going in the opposite direction, basically. I have had issues in Realm Worlds with this thing stopping working if it's not loaded in. So hopefully we don't encounter that problem in this world, but if we do, we just have to come back up to the top and restart it. Yep, there we go. Every single level is clearing with water, which means we did it exactly right. Alright, for now we are just going to put a cobblestone border to block this off. But later we are going to actually make this look nicer because I'm not going to have just a cobblestone border for this build. Alright, there we go. Now we just have to torch this whole bottom up. As you can see, we are getting drops, so that is great. Some of this is stuff I've dropped, but that gunpowder came down. Stick was probably mine. But yeah, we got some skeletons and some creepers already falling, so perfect. That's the completed build. We will obviously come back and make everything look nice. We may even do some walls down the side, maybe with glass or something. I'll see exactly what we can do, but you can see all the mobs falling right there. You can also see that I left my camera account up in the sky over there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Pretty different episode considering I now am using a camera account in it, but I think it's a nice touch that, you know, lets you see my builds in a nice time-lapse fashion. So I'll get me with the mob farm behind me and my elytra on, because we are on top of things now. We are doing great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to subscribe down below. The new year is coming pretty soon, and I've got some pretty major announcements coming up. So be sure to tune into my channel, see everything I'm doing. If you guys are interested in seeing other builds that I do, go ahead and check out a channel called Minecraft Hub. I actually recently got hired as a builder over there, and all my creative builds, like starter houses, things like that, are going to be over on that channel. So if you want to see those, be sure to check that channel out. I'll put a link down in the description below, and I'll also link, if I can find it, I'll link the video for this mob farm tutorial. I believe it's by Ilmango. If it's not, I don't know if I'll ever find it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Almost Average, and I'll see you next time.